We're covering the top construction news around the Disneyland Resort, and this week we've got some beautiful news, like the walls down at the Disneyland Railroad and Madame Leota's, progress at the main entrance gates, and the latest construction status from Avengers e-ticket. So, let's get things started, and we'll do so in downtown Disney with more demo at Tortilla Joe's. And this is kind of an exciting process that we're in the middle of here. Just being able to watch the week-to-week transformation of this building. There was cast in the building there. You could hear them. You could see them. They were actively demoing the inside of that building. It's definitely happening. In fact, you could hear there was some sort of digger in the background, like an earth mover of some kind backstage. And I was trying to locate it. And there it is. I found it just on the... This is kind of in a weird spot. It's behind Tortilla Joe's. Not in a place that I would have expected to see an earth mover like that back there. He was clawing up something, digging up something back there, and it's below grade. That's the curious part. If you approach it again, we're at ground level here, right? And then if you look further, he's a good 10 feet below grade. Meanwhile, here's the latest from the exterior portions. As you see, the outdoor bar is still in the process of being demolished, but look through the awnings there, or where the awnings used to be, and you can see just the actual, or the straight gutting of the interior building. They're taking out all the parts. They're taking everything out of there so that they can demo the building more perfectly after they finish taking everything out. And I was shocked to find that there's still one gap here. They've left an opening for us. I thought for sure this would be gone, but there you can see a little, what do they call those guys? Bobcats, is that right? They're moving, a little earth mover guy grabbing debris, rubble from the demo inside and getting it ready for, disposal. Now, it looks like they're moving quickly, but it is my belief that it's still going to be a little while before we see an actual demo of the entire structure of the building. I'm thinking perhaps another month or two before that happens. We are now, it's March now, so maybe end of April. I'm thinking maybe by the end of April, we might see, maybe mid-April, we might see the actual quote-unquote wrecking ball taken to Tortilla Joe's. And it's very exciting, and I know it's just Tortilla Joe's, but this for whatever reason, these types of stories, people love to watch things get demolished and destroyed and then built back up again anew. It's not just me, guys. Every time I walk through there, every morning, especially in the mornings, cast members and guests walk by, they see me filming, they're like, Dave, check it out, it's happening, the demo's happening, go check over there. Did you look up there? Did you go to Beignets Express or Ralph Brennan's? People are excited about the demo of Tortilla Joe's. It's sick. Meanwhile, elsewhere in downtown Disney, we saw this work on the pavement last week. They've already finished. Whatever work they were doing, it looks to be done. They just replaced some of the concrete, probably nothing major, but both of those fenced off areas have had their scrims raised, and things look... All the scrims were up, by the way, this week throughout the park, so we were able to see quite a bit. But it looks like they have finished whatever it is that they're doing or close to it. We'll check in on Earl's while we're in the neighborhood, and the vertical steel is about how we left it last week. We'll take a peek through here. I'm surprised this is still available to us. It still looks like dirt and foundations are the job of the day. Some forms up there. They're pouring concrete, I'm sure, for that base. We'll keep an eye on things. The ESPN zone is progressing, I guess. It's hard to tell. I mean, they're still stripping the exteriors, but the brick veneers are still on there in most places. The scaffolding, looks to be about as it was. The gap in the center part there, that is still as it was. That's been gutted inside as well. But I'm not seeing anything observable to report from the ESPN zone. So we'll head to the main entrance and look at that, you guys. That's where the walls were up here last week. Walls are down. We saw the walls down previous at DCA, but the walls are down here on the Disneyland side, revealing, the new scanners and the new turnstiles, the new pass-through turnstiles. Everything looks just like they are on the other side. So that's 2 sections done. I would say that that's out of 4. There's 2 sections done, 2 more to go. This section here will be next, gates 20 through 26, I believe. That should be next. And then after that, it'll be the far right wing over there on the Harbor Boulevard bag check side of things. Meanwhile, DCA, the new gates are operational now, and you can see that they have put up walls now on the 3rd section. I thought there was going to be just 3, but it looks like it's 3rd out of 4. They left those far left gates undone. I thought they were going to do all that at once. So we've got one more section to go there as well. They won't start testing the actual scanners the new technology until all those gates are installed and complete. So that could be a little while still. We're talking a couple months at least, I'm thinking. Let's get into the park because I don't know if you can see that. The walls are down at the Disneyland Railroad. This feels so good. I'm so happy. I hated seeing those walls at the Disneyland Railroad. It's still not open. By this time next week, the Disneyland Railroad will be back open. It's supposed to reopen on March 7th.
I saw the walls down when I was checking out the gates, the new gates at the entrance, and it was all I could do to stop myself from trying to talk about that first while I was looking through the gates. But man, that's so exciting. I cannot wait to get in there and see if I can't find me a train somewhere on those tracks. If it's here, it's got to be somewhere else too, right?
Walls are down inside the park as well. Again, beautiful sight. This is just this is Disneyland right here, you guys. Those walls up, they kind of detract a little bit, but this is Disneyland. The train station, town square, Main Street vehicles, even Goofy out there taking pictures of guests. Outstanding. Normally this would be the point where I check in on great moments with Mr. Lincoln to see if there's any construction, visible here, which there haven't been, but this week there actually was. Shocking image, this. The sign is down. The Main Street Opera House sign has been removed from the facade from the front of the Main Street Opera House, and it's wow.
What is it about me where I panic inside when I see things like that? I know they're not getting rid of the Main Street Opera House sign, but when it's gone, I just go into instant like, oh God, I hate this. This sucks. Okay, I'm good.
I have to collect myself. Okay, Jolly Holiday is next, and as I mentioned, the scrims were down throughout the park. It wasn't that windy, but I guess it was windy enough for them to take them down. So we got a pretty good look at what's happening this week. There's a lot of crew out there working right in the front. This is exactly in the entrance of the Jolly Holiday, and there was a lot of active work there. You can see that these guys are painting. They're doing touch-ups to the paint job at the exterior of the Jolly Holiday. You can actually see where some of those areas have been stripped, buffed out so they can apply a new coat of paint. Not positive what the status is of the roof shingles. I'm not sure if they're actually replacing these or not. It could be just maybe they pressure washed them or something to that effect, but I haven't seen any old shingles removed as of yet. We'll go around the backside, and now you can definitely tell that's a new paint job right there. We saw them working on this the last couple weeks, and that is the result. That's a new paint job there, and I believe if we look to the left also, new paint job there as well. On my way to Adventureland to check out things there, and I heard the sound of the Tiki Room happening, and I wanted to capture this moment.
Stand back! Oh, mystic powers, hear my call. From my limbs, let new life fall.
Right there, those flowers hanging from the tree are supposed to drop by about a foot, maybe a half a foot. It's been part of the show. It's probably one of the key moments of the show. That was the fire guy. Key moments of the show, the pre-show, for forever, and it's been missing for years. I've been told they're coming back.
And then another late development here in Frontierland is walls up around the Golden Horseshoe. This was not on my radar, much like the Carthay Circle walls, and that's probably because it wasn't. It's not a closure. The Golden Horseshoe is going to be open while they do this. My expectation then is probably just facade work. They may be replacing some wood elements or paint and polish out there on the front of the dining location, but everything else inside is open and ready to go. But can I just observe? And I don't know, maybe it's related, maybe it isn't, but the Golden Horseshoe was absolutely empty. Open tables everywhere, which is rare, you guys. That is not common at the Golden Horseshoe. Golden Horseshoe has long been one of the busiest dining locations anywhere in the park. It rivals Pizza Planet, Rancho del Zocalo, Galactic Grill. It rivals all those. This place is usually always full, almost always very difficult to find a table, either upstairs or below. Upstairs I kind of get that, that's not the first place people go. Every single table upstairs was open. And then looking down from upstairs, look at all those tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 open tables there. And of course, even though the stage left is open, those tables are hardly ever available. But then again, no reason to get one of those tables because there's no stage show happening. And again, I'm not sure if these are related, but There hasn't been no real entertainment here for a long while, and perhaps that situation is catching up with the Golden Horseshoe. Here's to hoping that Disney resolves this situation, because what they've turned, nobody goes to Golden Horseshoe for the food, okay? They don't go to Golden Horseshoe for the food. They go because there's a stage show, and then they can have some chicken strips and some comfort food. Some people are into that, but I tell you, not enough. It's going to, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to stand by and watch and see if the crowds come back to the Golden Horseshoe at any other time. But there's a situation. The place is very empty. And it could be, by the way, I should admit that part of this could be related to the fact that there's walls up around it. I digress, though. I do think that there's a causal relationship here. We'll stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. Okay, guys, if you'll allow me, let me take a quick break to remind you guys of our preferred travel partners, GetAwayToday. They are fans of our show, and we are fans of them. If you are planning a trip to the Disneyland Resort or to any Disney theme park or even to Universal or Alani or anything of that nature, make your travel arrangements through GetAwayToday. We love them. They are fantastic. They are the best in the business at making sure that you get everything you need out of a vacation at a Disneyland Resort or at the Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World or anywhere you like. Knowledgeable, friendly, kind, and you'll probably get a good deal there. Use the link in our description for GetAwayToday. Let them know we sent you, and I hope you guys enjoy your trip. In what might be the most exciting update this week, and this is a late developing story. Luckily, we were posting the construction report a day late today or this week, because on Monday, it was revealed that the trash at the Big Thunder Bend has been picked up. The hoodie and the glasses case have been removed. I would assume Sunday night, which is great news. I'm very happy about this. Very exciting. Can't give them a complete pass yet, though, because the water here is still kind of gross, and they still need to fix the waterfall, although I expect the two things would resolve itself. They fix the waterfall, the water will become less green and stagnant. Hopefully that's something that they are working on, and we get a resolution soon. But no news to report in Adventureland, so we'll go to New Orleans Square next to see that more walls are down as far as the Disneyland Railroad goes. And that has given us a very clear indication that they have, in fact, removed that building, the old cast member building there on the other side of the tracks, leaving no doubt, no speculation, that building is gone. On the other side of that green wall, there used to be the cast member building. No room for any doubt now. That building has definitely been demoed.
Gone for now, or gone forever? I'm kind of leaning towards gone forever.
I'm going to lean towards forever. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think that this is going to be, I don't think they're going to rebuild anything over there. I think that ship has sailed. The train is operating sufficiently without it. They figured out how to do the red light, green light situation. They figured that out. They've come up with an alternative for that. And the casts are breaking somewhere else. So I think there's a reasonably good chance that they're not going to rebuild that. They might still, just because that's how it used to look. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did not. Walls are down also at Madame Leota's gift shop. This is a little earlier. I thought this was going to take quite a while, but apparently they got that job finished in time. And there's the walls are down. What they've done is that was all dug up. That area in front of the entrance there, that space was dug up where you see that wood, and also that drain right there. If you can see that, that's the new part. This is the reason why they had to dig it up, because the water wasn't draining correctly, even though it's at a grade. You know, there's a definite grade there, so the water should run off somewhere, but it wasn't running off the way they wanted it to. So they had to sort of redesign that. We're going to come in from the other side and see how that space connects with the exterior. Nothing new to report, by the way, on the inside. There's no new decor or anything like that. No changes there. So that's the update from Madame Leota's. New drainage has been installed to help things run off a little better when they're either hosing things down or on a rainy day. Okay, let's keep this update going. We'll go to Small World in Fantasyland, where obviously we've been going through a very long refurb period. This is going to be reopening probably in April. But this week I noticed for the first time that there are scaffold set up again right there on the clock. And I don't know. I thought this was going to all be behind or backstage type updates that they were doing for the Small World, but apparently there's more work to be done on the exterior. I don't know if anybody's going to notice, but there is exterior work being done there. Quick stop over at the Fantasyland Theater. And why can't I figure out what they're doing here? So aren't we supposed to be in Celebrate Soulfully? And the Fantasyland Theater is supposed to be used for that. They're supposed to be doing a show here, but what are these what are these picture spots for? That's not left over from Sweetheart's Night, right? That's past. These are new. I don't understand what those are. Walls down also while we're here at the Toontown station, but nothing visible to report as far as updates go. Didn't get to report on this last week, but here's an update, the latest from Snow White's Grotto. We are still missing the little arch, the deal that holds the bucket, or should hold the bucket for the well. That wood piece is still off stage, probably being refurbished somewhere. Hopefully we'll have that back here soon, but it's been out of commission now for 2 weeks now. Let's cross the Esplanade. Let's go to the Pixar Pal around where I found a queue, a huge, long queue that I've been hoping I wouldn't run into.
Well, it's bound to happen. Can't have good luck all the time. But man, this is like worst case scenario for me right here.
But it wasn't too bad. We were on our gondola in a matter of 20 minutes or so, maybe 25 minutes, and we got a look at what's going on backstage at Avengers Campus, where last week we saw that they had cut up some of the pavement, the blacktop down there. Let's see if we can't find anything new. It's really difficult to shoot this with my phone. I may have to bring Grandpa out of retirement, but I don't know how I'm going to do this because I've been having difficulty getting this done with the phone, and it's because of the gondola, the mesh, thing they have to shoot through. It really wreaks havoc on my ability to focus. But there you go. Dirt Mountain and Dirt Mountain 2 are very dirty and very mountainous. They're doing a lot of digging back there, man. But I can't tell if any more has been cut back there. It's difficult to see, even with the zoom. I'm definitely gonna have to find some alternative views of this. I'm thinking about making a trip across the street to see if there's any hotels that I can climb the top of and find out. Looking to the left also towards the maintenance barn for the trolley, etc. All that space back there is subject to destruction at some point in this process, although we're still not there yet. They're still working almost exclusively on that space behind the pink building behind Luigi's. Thought I would take a peek over at what's backstage behind the Pixar Promenade to see if there's any movement. I mean, it's just worth a look every now and then, but yeah, nothing's happening here. This is one of the rumored locations for the Coco Dark Ride that they're going to be building in some future of DCA. We'll go to Grizzly Peak next for the Grizzly River Run, where things are advancing quickly. It looks like they're wrapping up. They're near finished with the construction of the fake logs that are going to run along the perimeter of the launch area, the faux logs there, little bumpers, also in various states of readiness and preparedness for that final form. Still adding color, still adding texture, but I would say that they're probably just a couple weeks away from completion there. Nothing to observe at the Russian River Outfitters. That was behind Scrim and Scaffold. That is still there, although I can't tell exactly what they're doing. My guess is just paint touch-ups on the building. Meanwhile, on the other side, no reporting. I have not seen any change, any difference in the state of that geyser that I have been so desperate to get back. That geyser, I don't know if they're working on it or not. While I was doing that, though, all I could hear was this guy back there airbrushing, spray painting the rock work. Let's go get a better look. We observed this last week where we could see that the scaffolding is up and you could tell that they had built some new rocks. And there he is now painting the first coat of color on there. This is the first layer, and then they'll add different colors to make it look worn and aged and more natural looking. Very exciting. We're going to peek real quick across the way at Redwood Creek Challenge to find some scaffolding up. There's a whole refurb, a whole update's happening to the Grand Californian in a lot of different areas. It's difficult to see what's happening from any angle, but from here you can see that they are working on the facades of the Grand Californian wings. That wing that they're working on is the wing that would eventually face DCA, where Goofy Sky School is and all that. We'll go inside the property to notice that we saw last week that they had dug up at that planter area, the garden as it were. That is being redesigned, redeveloped, lots of new vegetation being added here. I will note also Storytellers Cafe is going to be closing soon. I believe it's this week. I don't have the exact dates, but I believe that Storytellers will be closing on March 3rd and for a couple of weeks as part of the overall updates happening to the Grand Californian. That includes the pool area, which last week we saw walls up here, but that side of the pool has been opened. That is now open again. You can see, by the way, across the way, there's that wing that we were showing before with the scaffolding up there, but all that part of the pool looks to be open. And they're also working on the garden, the landscaped area on the other side of the pool here as well. But no noticeable updates happening in the Grand California lobby interiors. On our way out of DCA, let's stop real quick at Carthay Circle, which is, this was unexpected. Scrim and scaffold up around Carthay Circle. And it's a lot, like all over the place. There's Scrim to the right, there you can see, that's the sort of covered area where they do the meet and greets and you can have outdoor dining from time to time in that space. So that's behind Scrim. And on the left side as well. So the fact that it's still open, the Carthay Circle is still open, which tells me that this is not anything major. That, again, just like the others, they're beautifying the parks, both parks, Disneyland and DCA, to get ready for the 70th anniversary coming up in May. And that includes the Buena Vista Street facades. Those are still behind Scrim and scaffold, and those will be wrapping up soon, I'm sure. And with that, we'll wrap with an update of the status of all the construction updates going around the Disneyland Resort, starting with the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, closed since April of last year. We're expecting that to open up in July, although there's a chance that the gallery may open in May, just not the actual show with the Walt Disney animatronic. The Tinkerbell meet and greet at Pixie Hollow is scheduled to reopen presently, for now, on April 6th. The Disneyland Monorail and the Disneyland Railroad are both scheduled to reopen on March 7th. That's by this time next week. We should be back on both of those vehicles, which will be exciting. Jolly Holiday Bakery is scheduled to reopen on March 22nd. It's a small world. No date yet, but as I mentioned, we're looking for some time in April, so that should be showing up on the calendar here hopefully soon. Indiana Jones Adventure, as we noted last week, it's closing on March 17th. There was no date given on the refurb calendar, but the website indicates that it'll be closed until March 17th, reopening on March 18th. Then at DCA, Grizzly River Run, reopening on March 14th, and Guardians of the Galaxy closing on March 10th, reopening on March 21st. That's our show this week, guys. Thanks for watching. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And fresh bake.